partnership is a trilateral collaboration between the French Development Agency, ONF International and Assam Forest Department. It aims to build capacity and provide technical assistance to protected areas in Assam. Three themes have been identified: biodiversity conservation, ecotourism and local economy reinforcement, and governance reinforcement. During 3 days, Assam Forest Department received a delegation from ONFI as well as 2 experts from Kruger and 2 from CIRAD. It was for a workshop and field trip. This workshop follows first exposure visits, which took place in Kruger National Park in September 2023. And these workshops aims to further technical exchanges between the teams about sustainable management of protected areas.
The knowledge and inputs gathered from the exchange visits of the officers to different protected areas of the region under this partnership will be suitably applied in their respective areas of the forest. The partnership recognizes the importance of strengthening the forest department on enhanced wildlife management and protection in pursuit of building the capacity of our staff and to enable local level suitable application. A healthier ecosystem and happier communities approach would be a comprehensive driving force towards safe and sustainable habitat for wildlife and includes a long-term conservation focus with the strategies for livelihood enhancement and development policies across the landscapes. I encourage the participants of this knowledge sharing workshop to actively share their experiences on this platform, fostering a constructive dialogue aimed at a solution-centric approach. Such collaborative effort would create a strong foundation for future exposure visits and sharing sessions, ensuring continuous growth and learning. I once again extend a very warm welcome to the delegates from ONFI, CIRAD and Assam Forest Department to this workshop.
Assam, we formally started the Assam Forest Department in 1874. Our conservation histories date back to 1869, 1872, like that, when large chunks of forest areas were reserved. This is one place where we have, for the birds, we have the migration routes from the Mongolian side, and we also have the migration routes from Malaysian side. So it is a place where both the flyways they meet, and that's why this entire region, especially the Kaziranga National Park, is very rich in avifauna diversity. It is also very rich in mammals as well as other animals and wildlife. Just to put things in perspective, our conservation history in Assam is in fact very old. This park was formally started in 1905, and we have spent now more than 100 years. So we have 100 years of legacy of conservation. It all started with the conservation of the unicornis, Rhinoceros unicornis, the gator now known as the gator one-horned rhinoceros.
So we were having this problem as well in some of our parks where research was taking place, it was never being registered, not so much in Kruger, because I think in Kruger we had created a culture where people found there was value in registering their research. So like I mentioned, you might have been out of the room when I did it, but we've got a research registration process. So if you want to do research in the park, you would actually have to submit a proposal. We've got an online proposal submission template. You submit it online, you get assigned a SANParks scientist to coordinate your project, and then they take it through approval, and that approval is both with the science community inside the organization, so the scientists, as well as with the management of the park. So management already gets primed into what, this researcher is really interested in looking at amphibian diversity in Kaziranga National Park.
I'm based in the Kruger National Park, and for a long time we've been interacting with groups of scientists and managers from India, and it really was quite a different experience coming to India and experiencing what you have to offer. I think when we think about conservation, we are very familiar with the African conservation model, and coming to India, you realize there's a lot of good things that are happening in India, and hope that there's opportunities for more of the world to see it. The protected areas here are really beautifully conserved, and there's also a natural ethic towards the environment and conservation. This particular program was designed around really sort of making sure that we think about the future sustainability for protected areas in India, both in terms of their conservation as well as their socioeconomic impacts, and looking at tourism as a potential model for ecotourism. I think there's a lot of potential in India. The parks themselves lend themselves to visitors seeing them and observing them and experiencing them. And because there's communities all around the park, good opportunity for tourism development, and the park partnering with local communities and perhaps even private businesses to develop a tourism product that benefits people. So I have been overwhelmed by the hospitality, the kindness, the well-managed, the passion and dedication of staff. And I think there's a lot that we as Africans can also learn from India. So I think this is what partnership is about. It's not a one-way street where we've worked out everything. The world is a much more connected place, but it's a place where we're starting to see biodiversity be impacted by what we as people do. So we need to put brains together, we need to take hands, and we need to work on these global challenges together. And this is what this project has been for me, and I'd like to thank the Government of India for it.
Hi everyone, I am Arun Vignesh, Deputy Director Kaziranga Tiger Reserve. So we just had concluded this knowledge exchange and exposure visit program, which took place over a period of 3 days. And our friends from SANParks and CIRAD, they had visited us. We had a great field trip where various management practices of Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve was elaborately discussed, and as well as there was on-field exchange of knowledge where we compared over discussions how the same kind of activities are taking place in Assam, that is Kaziranga, and in South Africa, it's Kruger. So that kind of discussion, in fact, it was very much useful, and we think this is where when in the field, when we are working together and talking together, that is where actual exchange of knowledge happens. And secondly, we had a great roundtable discussions on 3 different topics, and there in fact the vision and viewpoints of different parks were from Rajasthan, from Assam, from Kruger, they were exchanged, and it was wonderful that especially the discussion related to ecotourism, where the way forward for these parks, these countries on enabling sharing of benefits for the people who are living in and around the park, and how to bring everyone together for sustainably conducting the ecotourism in these protected areas. That was a wonderful discussion, and of course I thank all the team members and ONFI for providing this opportunity to in fact showcase as well as interact with people from different parts of the world. So I thank once again, and